Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 tips that you can do on a low-level Ironman account to end up in the late game content like this, is mining blood runes. But yeah, anyways, hopefully this helps. I know a lot of people are starting an Ironman account in 2021 and there's not a lot of guides on or ways of progressing the account the most efficient way. So I'm going to go ahead and make my top 5 list today. They're not going to be in any particular order besides the first one. The first one I highly recommend you do right away, but they're not going to be in any particular order. Just do them all and you will have a successful Ironman account. So my tip number 1, first thing you do when you get off Tutorial Island is train agility. Get yourself 70 agility and unlock graceful. Unlocking graceful is one of the best things you can do on any account really, but especially an Ironman account for because you won't have access to energy potions or stamina potions right at the start of the game. So getting yourself 70 agility and also getting yourself graceful will help out so much. I know agility is not the most fun or most entertaining skill in the game, but once you get 70 you will have access to the Brimhaven dungeon, so you can go ahead and skip that whole thing, and this will help a lot with tasks like hellhounds or even killing blue dragons or collecting secondary ingredients for herb lore later on. So getting yourself 70 will help a lot, and that should pretty much assure you getting the full graceful, assuming you do the rooftop courses. But yeah, this will help you so much later on, and you will thank yourself that you did this first. Doesn't take too long, maybe depending on how much you play, maybe about a week of gameplay or even a couple of days if you play quite a bit, but you will thank yourself if you do this first. Okay, now that you have 70 agility and you have your full graceful, the next thing that I recommend you to do is start questing. Oh, I know, questing as well. Agility and questing, most of you guys are probably just going to click off the video right now, but questing is also super important as an Ironman account. It lets you unlock tons of areas, new different things, new Slayer tasks. It also gives you more block lists with Slayer, and I would recommend you go for small goals with questing. Try to get your Throne of Miscellanea unlocked. That will give you a bunch of quests to do and get the Throne of Miscellanea, and basically what this does is it lets you collect resources over time, and this is amazing because Ironman account can't buy things. This will let you get maple logs, coal, herbs, seeds. There's so many things that you can get from there, and that's how I've banked myself 99 fletching, and I've gotten a lot of my supplies for herb lore this way as well. And you can also, it also got me 99 cooking because you can get raw food from there as well. So highly recommend you unlock the miscellanea quest, go for that one, as well as recipe for disaster. You need a certain amount of quest points. I think it's 175, so you'll have to do tons of quests to unlock the recipe for disaster, but this will let you have the Barrow's gloves, which is the best, actually not anymore, it's the second best, but pretty much the best melee gloves in the game, and they are also a hybrid glove, so you can use them for ranging or maging as well. And just overall, just get these. They give a plus 14 strength bonus, I believe, and you actually unlock them a little bit at a time, so even just starting the recipe for disaster quest, you'll get a decent pair of gloves, and then the more you progress your account and finish recipe for disaster, because there is 10 quests, then you should be able to have the best gloves in the game and slowly get more and more gloves. Also, I would work on unlocking Fossil Island. Fossil Island is amazing. You need a bunch of quests and kudos in the museum to unlock this, but once you have Fossil Island, you can start doing birdhouse runs, you can start farming seaweed, you can kill Fossil Island wyverns, you can catch herbivores, and there's also sand crabs and stuff like that on the island, which is so good for training your low skills. Unlocking fossil wyverns has actually gotten me my 99 crafting. I farmed all of the seaweed there as well, and I pretty much trained from level 10 to 80 hunter, and then I plan on also training my hunter on herbivores, but I got from literally level 10 to 80 hunter doing the birdhouse runs just casually over time. Unlocking Fossil Island is so great, and I wish I did this at a much lower level. It doesn't really take too much, so you can set those 3 main quests as goals to achieve, and by then you'll be so close to the quest cape that it is just, you could go get it. It's so worth doing questing and unlocking as much as you can. I mean, also with questing, you can start to unlock different Slayer tasks as well. Some aren't that great, but some are really good. And other quests just as well, like you can unlock the fairy rings, which is so good for traveling around the game. And there's so many more, but just go for, I would say for going for Barrow's gloves and getting all these other quests knocked out in the way, and then you should be off to a really good start with questing, and you can even go get that quest cape. I never actually got a quest cape before besides on this account. As an Ironman account, I just thought it was so much more worth it. Even with main accounts, you can kind of just buy teleports and buy things and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. But, you know, even like monsters where they are locked behind a drop that you need to get, you could just go buy it on a main account. But for an Ironman, you have to actually complete the quest and go do it yourself. So yeah, it took me a long time, but I finally, you know, got the quest cape. Some of them were a lot really annoying, like Dragon Slayer 2, Monkey Madness 2, but most of them are pretty easy. And you can, I'd say in a year, if you really tried, you could knock out the quest cape. It's not too bad. You just got to really focus on it. And the good thing is, once you finish it, it's out of the way forever. Sort of along with questing, you can work on your achievement diaries. I haven't done nearly as many of these, and I'm going to be getting to that soon, but if you can do these, knock as many of these out as you possibly can. Okay, third is going to be farming. Start farming as soon as you possibly can. You can do it with a few questing like fairy tales as well, and just start your farming. There's also the farming thing in Zaya where you unlock the farmer's outfit. Tithe farm, you could do that as well. That's something a lot of Ironman accounts have been doing lately because seeds are so scarce. But start farming as soon as you can. Why is farming so important? It's really useful for training late skills like herb lore. You need so many herbs to get to 99 herb lore that the sooner you train farming, the better. And farming is such a passive skill that you might as well start it at when you first start the account, so you can get to those tree runs, get to unlocking the full farming guild, and then get to do those contracts for your seeds. I actually just recently got 99 farming, and I always thought it was one of those skills that would be really hard to get on an Ironman account. And it is at the start. At the start, you don't have any seeds, you don't have much teleports around the game, so if you slowly work your farm runs in, even with just a couple of patches at the very early game ones, you can slowly get there, and then your seeds will come in once you start doing the farming contracts, once you start doing bosses like Zulrah. Zulrah got me like 3 mil farming XP from all the seeds that they drop. And just over time, you might as well start farming because you do it anyways, and you can go train another skill. It's very passive, so the sooner you start farming, the better, and you will unlock all of those herbs like farming. I'm gonna say it's honestly 50-50. 50% of my herbs have been from farming, 50% from the kingdom. So I wouldn't have nearly close to 90 herb lore if I didn't farm any of my own herbs. And it just is such a resourceful skill on an Ironman. Like, you feel like you have to collect things yourself. If you start farming your own herbs and stuff like that, it'll just feel really satisfying rather than, you know, on a main account where you just go buy an attack potion from the Grand Exchange. You have to actually get the herb lore requirement to make it. So farming your own herbs is a great feeling, and I highly recommend you guys do this. It doesn't take too long to learn. It does take a while to do all the trees, all the herbs and everything like that, but if you just do a couple tree runs a day and do your herb runs, farming will just come over time. You can even make farming one of the last skills that you train, or one of the last ones that you max, but I highly recommend you start it as soon as you possibly can. It helps a lot. Okay, the next thing is Slayer. Start training Slayer as soon as you can as well. I mean, you could wait till you get like 70 combat so you have at least a decent Slayer master, which I would recommend. The lower level masters are not the best. You could do Wilderness Slayer as well, but I highly recommend you start Slayer as soon as you possibly can. There's so many drops locked behind Slayer, and just like an Abyssal Whip, for example, and you need Slayer for the high-end bosses as well, like Kraken and Hydras. There's so much locked behind Slayer, and Slayer is one of the best money making methods in the game as an Ironman. All those alchable drops. If you want money, really your best option as an Ironman is runecrafting your Slayer, so I highly recommend you get into Slayer. It's actually my favorite skill in the entire game, and I never liked it pre-Ironman. I hated Slayer. It was too slow. I felt like I could just go train on something else. But as a main account, you can just go pick flax or whatever it was back in the day to make money. But as an Ironman account, getting that 40k drop, getting that 10k drop is so nice. And building up your Slayer tab, I highly recommend you start Slayer. And the cool thing with Slayer as well is you train other skills at the same time. I pretty much got all of my combat experience from Slayer. Besides a couple 100k at Nightmare Zone, all of my combat XP has been through Slayer, strictly Slayer. And when you first start off Slayer, everything is important. You get a water rune drop, you get an herb drop, you know, anything, you can pick it up and it just adds value to your account in some form. Like pretty much everything you get, like a seed you can pick up, you can farm that, you know, an elkable you can elk that for money. And it doesn't even, like 75 Slayer, you unlock gargoyles and you can make 600k an hour in elks. Like very good to do. You get wyverns, you get all these tasks that just help your account so much. Killing like dragons for bones, you know, crafting XP for the hides. Like there's so much behind Slayer. And they also drop clue scrolls. I highly recommend you do every single clue scroll you get, unless you actually don't have an item to finish it. Some of them are locked behind clue scroll items, which does kind of suck. But what you can do is whenever you get a clue scroll and you need, say, like, I don't know, 50 cooking to do that clue scroll, might not, I don't even think there's a cooking requirement, but say you need 50 cooking to do that clue scroll, it's an excuse to go get 50 cooking, and this can actually just make your account progress so much faster because you're doing it to finish the clue, but at the same time you're progressing your account. And it's something that I did not do at the start of the game, and I wish I did. I would get like an easy clue scroll and be, oh, you need to go get this, or a medium clue scroll, oh, you need to finish this quest or do this, and I would just not do it. But I highly recommend you do every requirement. If you need to complete a quest or get this item or you know, get this skill level, it gives you an excuse to go out of the way and do that, and at the same time you're progressing your account without even really realizing it. It may ask you to go complete a couple of quests that you never would have intended on doing before that clue scroll. So if you actually do the quests, then you have them out of the way on your account forever. You have the skill requirements on your account forever, and then you can finish the clue. Highly recommend you do every single clue you can, or at least try to do every single clue you can, because you will get so much rewards out of it. You could even get lucky and get like Third Age or the Bloodhound pet or something like that. And doing clue scrolls is actually a lot of fun when you get down to it. You can build stash units around the game, and this will make all the annoying steps a lot easier. And for me, a hard clue takes about 5 to 10 minutes. So once you get there, you can do an easy clue or a medium clue in probably 2 or 3 minutes, especially when you have most of the teleports unlocked in the game and the stash units built. But I highly recommend you start doing this as soon as possible and building all the stash units and getting those requirements for every single clue that you get. This will overall just benefit your account so much because you're going to be doing quests and training skills that you really didn't plan on training, and this will benefit your account long term. Alright, and number 5 is going to be construction. Train construction, very expensive to do, and it's very hard to get at the start of the game, but there's so many different ways of getting planks. You could chop them yourself on Fossil Island with the trees that you can grow. You can even just chop regular oaks. There's so many things. Kingdom is how I did it. You can collect so many teak planks, mahogany planks. I know certain Iron Man just chop an inventory of oaks and then, you know, go to their house, make them, and do that. However you have to do construction, just make sure you get it done. One of the best long-term investments I've ever made on this account is getting 86 construction. There's a bunch of quests that let you boost as well, so I can pretty much have a maxed house at level 86 construction. There's just so many benefits to training. Like there's the rejuvenation pool, the teleport box, the teleport room. Even at lower level constructions, you can make the portal rooms and just get around the game so much easier. You can build a temple in your house for recharging your prayer. You can mount a glory, you can mount a Xerix talisman, you can mount a dig site talisman. You can put your collection log in your house, you can put your pets in your house, you can swap your spell books from your house. You can make a fairy ring, you can make a, what is that called? The travel tree, whatever that guy's called, the spirit tree. There's just so much that you can do into your house, and it just makes your overall game so much easier. Like whenever I have to teleport anywhere, first thing I do is go to my house, recharge all my stats, and then from my house I can pretty much get to anywhere in the game. So investing in construction is so great. It helps you with your run restoration, it helps you with getting to your Slayer Master, getting to your next task, switching your spell book like I said. And overall, I can just get to any bank in the game quickly from my house. Very good for doing clue scrolls as well, because a lot of the time you'll have to get something and you'll have to go to all different places in the game, and with your house I can get to anywhere in the game within a few seconds, and it just makes it so much easier. You get poisoned a lot with clue scrolls as well, and you know, sip the rejuvenation pool and you're ready to go. kill that next thing for the clue scroll, highly recommend you invest in construction as early as you can. It sucks at the very early part of the game, but luckily they have mahogany homes now. I haven't actually tried that yet, but I've been hearing it's like 200 250k an hour even at lower levels, but you do need like mahogany planks and stuff, but you could just chop these yourself. Honestly, you need like what, 50 wood cutting to chop those. There's really no excuse to train construction anymore, and I highly recommend that you invest in construction and building your house. As well as once you have 99 construction, you have an unlimited teleport to your house, and then from your house you can go to anywhere in the game. So I want to be knocking that out this year. Maybe I'll hit 99 construction this year, but if not, at the very start of next year I will be getting that done. Like I said, just invest in your kingdom. Over time they will collect planks or logs for you anyways, and you can use the plank make spell or get your butler to turn them into planks. It does cost a lot, but there is not really a reason for keeping like an 100 mil cash stack on an Ironman. Like, you need to invest it in the kingdom or invest it in skills. So highly recommend you do construction. It is very worth your while. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will be making more videos like these. But yeah, I hope this guide helped you, and tell me your Ironman journeys in the comments down below. But I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya later.